There are moments in life when everything you believe to be true shatters in a single second. When the foundation you built your entire existence on cracks open and you're left standing on nothing. For me, that moment came on Easter Sunday in front of 300 witnesses when a pregnant woman in a lavender dress stood up during service, turned to face the congregation, and pointed directly at my husband. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me take you back to that morning, to the moment before everything changed. Easter Sunday has always been my favorite service of the year. The sanctuary at Resurrection Life Church transforms into something almost otherworldly. White lilies banked against every wall, their scent thick and heady in the air, purple banners proclaiming, "He is risen," suspended from the ceiling, the choir dressed in their finest robes the color of fresh cream. There's something sacred about Resurrection Sunday that goes beyond the music and the flowers. It feels like new beginnings, like hope restored, like God showing up in power. I'd been looking forward to this service for weeks, maybe because I'd needed to feel that hope, needed to believe in resurrection, needed to remember that death doesn't get the final word. My husband Darius and I had been at Resurrection Life for 12 years, since we got married, really. We met there as teenagers in the youth ministry, fell in love while serving on the young adult leadership team, and got married in that very sanctuary with Pastor Mitchell officiating. Everyone said we were the perfect church couple. Young, in love, committed to ministry. Our marriage was built on faith, built in the church, built on what I thought was a foundation that would last forever. That Easter Sunday, I wore a cream-colored suit with gold accents, the kind of outfit that photographs well, that makes you feel put together even when everything inside you is falling apart. Darius wore a navy suit with a crisp white shirt and a gold tie that matched my outfit perfectly. We'd coordinated, the way we always did on important Sundays. We looked good together. We looked like the model church couple everyone believed us to be. And I had believed it too. The service started at 10 o'clock. The sanctuary was already packed by 9:45. Easter always brings out everyone, the faithful regulars, and the once-a-year attendees in their brand new clothes. I could hear the praise team warming up backstage, the musicians tuning their instruments. The energy in the room was building, that electric anticipation that comes before worship begins. Darius was sitting beside me in our usual spot, about 6 rows back, right side, aisle seat. He was the minister of music, so technically he should have been up front with the choir directing, but he'd arranged for the assistant music director to lead worship that morning. He told me he wanted to sit with me, wanted to experience the service as a worshiper, not a leader. Wanted us to celebrate the resurrection together. At the time, I'd thought that was sweet, thoughtful, the kind of thing a good husband does. Looking back now, I realize he just needed to be close to the exit, close enough to run if he had to. I glanced at him as we waited for service to begin. He was scrolling through his phone, his jaw tight, that muscle in his temple twitching the way it did when he was stressed. His leg was bouncing, a nervous habit I'd noticed more and more over the past few months, but had attributed to the pressure of Holy Week preparations. "You okay?" I whispered, reaching for his hand. He pulled away slightly, not dramatically, just enough that my fingers touched air instead of his palm. "Fine," he said, not looking at me. "Just thinking about the music." But the assistant director was handling the music, and Darius's phone screen, in the brief second before he locked it, showed a text message thread. I couldn't read the words, but I saw the name at the top, Gabrielle. I didn't ask. I should have asked, but I didn't. The service began with the choir processional. They came down the center aisle in 2 lines, voices lifted in "Christ the Lord is risen today," their robes flowing like water, their faces glowing with something beyond performance, genuine joy, the kind that comes from deep faith. The congregation rose to its feet as one, clapping, singing along, the sound building until it felt like the walls might crack from the power of it. I stood with everyone else, clapping, singing words I'd sung my entire life. But I was watching Darius out of the corner of my eye. He was clapping, but his face looked wrong, strained, like someone going through the motions of worship while his mind was somewhere else entirely. "Darius," I whispered as the choir took their places. "What's wrong?" "Nothing," he said. but his voice was tight, controlled. The voice of someone holding something back. I let it go, told myself he was just tired. Ministry could be exhausting, especially during Holy Week. After the choir finished, Pastor Mitchell approached the pulpit. He was a tall man, mid-60s, with silver hair and a presence that commanded attention without demanding it. He'd been our pastor for 20 years. He'd married us, counseled us through the rough patches every marriage has, prayed with us when we struggled to conceive. He was family. "Church," he began, his voice filling the sanctuary without strain. "He is risen." "He is risen indeed," we responded in unison, the ancient call and response that connects us to 2,000 years of believers. Pastor Mitchell smiled, but there was something different in his expression that morning. Something I couldn't quite name. On this Resurrection Sunday, we celebrate the victory of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. We celebrate his power over death, his triumph over the grave, his promise of eternal life. The congregation erupted in applause and amens. "But we also celebrate something else," Pastor Mitchell continued, and the sanctuary quieted. "We celebrate truth, because resurrection isn't just about life after death. It's about bringing what was hidden into the light. It's about God revealing what we thought was buried forever." A chill ran down my spine. I didn't know why. Just a feeling. A stirring in my spirit that wouldn't settle. That's when I noticed her. There was a woman sitting in the front pew, the spot usually reserved for mothers of the church or visiting dignitaries. She was young, mid-20s maybe, with brown skin that glowed even in the sanctuary's artificial light, natural hair pulled back in a simple bun that emphasized the elegant line of her neck. She wore a lavender dress that was beautiful, modest, but ill-fitting in a specific way. The fabric pulled tight across her midsection, and as she shifted in her seat, I saw the unmistakable swell of pregnancy. She was far along. 8 months, easily. I'd seen her before. Not every Sunday, but often enough over the past several months that her face had become familiar without becoming known. She always sat in that same front pew, always alone, always arriving just before service started and leaving immediately after the benediction. She never stayed for fellowship hour, never joined any ministries, never lingered to chat with other members, just came, sat, worshipped, and disappeared. Watching her that Easter Sunday, I felt something shift in my chest, something wrong. She sat perfectly still as Pastor Mitchell preached, her hands folded over her belly in that protective way pregnant women do. But there was a tension in her stillness. She wasn't relaxed. She was waiting. I glanced at Darius. He was staring straight ahead, his hands gripping the pew in front of us so tightly his knuckles had gone pale. A bead of sweat ran down his temple despite the aggressive air conditioning. "Darius," I whispered, urgency creeping into my voice. "What's going on?" "Nothing," he said through clenched teeth. "Just focus on the service." But I couldn't. Because the woman in the front pew had turned her head slightly, and I could see her profile now. She was crying. Silent tears running down her face, her jaw set with determination, even as her shoulders shook slightly. And Darius was staring at her like a man watching his execution. "My name is Simone Harris. I'm 34 years old. I've been a member of Resurrection Life Church since I was 16. I grew up in this church. My mother served on the Mother's Board. My father was a deacon until he passed away 3 years ago. My grandmother sang in the choir until the day she died. This church is woven into my DNA. It's not just where I worship, it's where I learned what faith looks like, what family looks like, what covenant looks like. And Darius was supposed to be my partner in all of it. My partner in ministry, my partner in life, my husband before God and this congregation. We'd been married 12 years. No children yet. We'd been trying for the past 4 years without success, going through the tests, the treatments, the monthly disappointments that neither of us talked about anymore. We decided to trust God's timing, to believe that if it was meant to be, it would be. But it was hard. Harder than I'd admitted to anyone, even Darius. Sitting there that Easter Sunday, watching my husband's hands shake as he gripped that pew, watching that pregnant woman cry silent tears in the front row, I felt something crack open inside me. Not knowledge yet, just a terrible, creeping awareness that something was very wrong. Pastor Mitchell's sermon was building toward something. He was preaching about the resurrection, about how Jesus rolled away the stone, about how death couldn't hold him. It was powerful, the kind of message that usually moved me to tears. But then he said something that made the entire sanctuary go quiet. Nothing can stay buried when God decides to reveal it. He let that sentence hang in the air. Let it settle over the congregation like a weighted blanket. You see, church, we like to think we can hide things, hide our sins, our secrets, our shame. We think if we bury them deep enough, if we cover them with enough religious activity, enough good deeds, enough Sunday morning smiles, that they'll stay buried forever. Darius's breathing had become audible beside me. Short, shallow gasps, like a man trying not to drown. But God, Pastor Mitchell continued, his voice rising, God has a way of bringing things to light, not to humiliate us, not to destroy us, but to free us, to heal us, to give us the chance to face truth instead of living in comfortable lies. He paused, looked out over the congregation, and then his eyes landed on the front pew. "Sister Gabrielle," he said gently, "would you stand, please?" The woman, Gabrielle, stood slowly. Her hands were trembling as she smoothed down her lavender dress, but her face was set with purpose. She'd been crying, but she wasn't crying anymore. She looked resolved, ready. The sanctuary stirred. 300 people shifting in their seats, whispering, confused. Why was Pastor Mitchell calling out a visitor? What was happening? Darius stood up abruptly. His chair made a scraping sound against the floor. "Pastor, I need to—" "Sit down, Minister Harris," Pastor Mitchell said. His voice wasn't angry. It was sad, profoundly sad. The voice of a father watching his son make a choice that can't be unmade. "Sit down and let truth have its moment." Darius sat, but his entire body was shaking now. "Sister Gabrielle came to see me 2 weeks ago," Pastor Mitchell said, his voice heavy with the weight of what he was about to say. "She came to my office and told me something that broke my heart, something that, as her pastor and as the shepherd of this flock, I could not ignore." The sanctuary had gone completely silent, the kind of silence that comes before a storm. "She told me—" Pastor Mitchell's voice caught. He cleared his throat, tried again. "She told me that she's been carrying a burden alone, that she's been sitting in this church week after week, watching the man who fathered her child lead worship while pretending she doesn't exist. Oh God. Oh God, no. And when she came to me, I offered her a choice," Pastor Mitchell continued carefully. "I told her we could handle this privately, that I could arrange a meeting with the person involved and their family, that we could work through this with discretion and pastoral care, because that's what I believed was right, to protect everyone's dignity while addressing the sin." He paused, and I could see the weight of his decision in his face. But Sister Gabrielle told me she'd already tried the private route. She'd already had those conversations. She'd already been promised that the truth would be told and right would be done. And those promises were broken. Over and over. She said that privacy had become a weapon used to silence her. That discretion had become a cover for continued deception. Pastor Mitchell's voice grew stronger. "She asked me, begged me, to allow her to speak her truth here, publicly, so that it couldn't be denied or dismissed or covered up again. And after praying about it, after wrestling with God over what was right, I agreed. Because sometimes truth requires witnesses. Sometimes healing can't begin until the hiding stops." Gabrielle was crying again now, but she was also standing taller, standing in her truth. She said the only way to make sure the truth came out, the only way to protect herself and her child, was to say it here, in this place, in front of witnesses, so that no one could deny it, so that no one could cover it up, so that the church could see. Pastor Mitchell looked at Gabrielle, nodded, and she turned around, slowly, deliberately. She turned to face the congregation, her pregnant belly a physical testament to everything that was about to be revealed. Her eyes scanned the rows, moving past faces I'd known my entire life, past the ushers in their white gloves, past the deacons in their dark suits, until her eyes landed on Darius. And she lifted her arm, pointed at him, her finger steady despite her tears. "That man," she said, her voice clear and strong and breaking all at once, "is the father of my baby. That man who leads worship every Sunday. That man who prays and sings and acts like he's close to God. That man got me pregnant and then told me to keep it quiet. Told me not to tell his wife. Told me he'd take care of it, but only if I stayed silent." Her voice broke on the last word, but she didn't lower her arm, didn't stop pointing. "I've been silent for months. Months of trying to reach him. Months of begging him to do the right thing. And when that didn't work, I started coming to this church. Started sitting right here in the front pew where he could see me. Where his wife could see me. Hoping, praying, that seeing me, seeing my belly growing with his child, would force him to tell the truth." She paused, tears streaming freely now. "But he never did. So I'm done being silent." The sanctuary erupted, people screaming, gasping, standing up. Someone knocked over a purse and it hit the floor with a crash. I heard my mother's voice from somewhere behind me, sharp and high. "No, no, not Darius." But I couldn't move, couldn't breathe, couldn't process what I'd just heard. I turned to look at Darius. He was staring at Gabriel with an expression I'd never seen on his face before. Not anger, not denial, just pure, undiluted horror. The look of a man whose worst nightmare has just become reality in front of everyone he knows. "Darius," I said. My voice sounded strange, distant, like it was coming from someone else's mouth. "Tell me she's lying." He didn't answer. Just sat there, frozen, his mouth opening and closing without sound. "Tell me she's lying." I wasn't whispering anymore. He turned to me, met my eyes for the first time since the service started, and I saw it. I saw the truth before he said a word. "Simone, No," I said. "No, don't say it. Don't you dare say it." Pastor Mitchell raised his hand, calling for silence. It took several minutes, but gradually the sanctuary settled. People sat back down, though everyone was turned around now, staring at our row, staring at Darius. "Minister Harris," Pastor Mitchell said, his voice heavy with disappointment so profound it felt physical. "Is what Sister Gabrielle said true?" Darius opened his mouth, closed it. His hands were shaking so badly he had to clasp them together to make them stop. Finally, in a voice so quiet I almost didn't hear it, he said, "Yes." One word that ended everything. The sanctuary erupted again, but I barely heard it. Everything had gone distant, muffled, like I was underwater. I watched my mother rush down the aisle toward me, watched Sister Patricia cover her mouth with both hands, her eyes wide with shock, watched the deacons stand up, conferring with each other in urgent whispers. But all I could feel was the floor dropping out from under me, the foundation I'd built my entire life on crumbling to dust. I stood up, not because I knew what to do, not because I had a plan. I stood up because I couldn't sit there anymore, couldn't sit next to him, couldn't breathe the same air. "Simone, please." Darius reached for my arm. I jerked away so violently I stumbled. Don't you dare touch me." The sanctuary had gone quiet again. 300 people watching, waiting to see what I would do. I looked at Pastor Mitchell. He was watching me with such compassion in his eyes that it almost broke me. He nodded once. A small gesture of permission, of release. I walked out, not running, not crying, just walking, one foot in front of the other. Down the aisle, past the pews filled with people I'd known my whole life, past the ushers who'd served with my father, past the choir where my grandmother used to sing, past the deacons, past my mother who was crying, past everyone. I walked out of that sanctuary with my head up and my heart in pieces. Behind me, I heard Pastor Mitchell's voice, steady and firm. "Church, we are going to take a moment to pray. And then we are going to address this situation with the grace and truth that Jesus calls us to." But right now, I need everyone to sit down and be still before the Lord." I didn't stay to hear what happened next. I walked straight through the lobby, through the glass doors, across the parking lot. My heels clicked against the asphalt, a sharp, rhythmic sound that matched my heartbeat. When I got to my car, I realized my hands were shaking too badly to get the key in the lock. I stood there, fumbling, trying to make my body cooperate. Finally, the lock turned. I got in, closed the door, and just sat there. I don't know how long I sat there. Eventually, I became aware of someone standing outside the car. I looked up. My mother. She wasn't knocking, wasn't trying to force her way in, just standing there, her hand pressed flat against the window, waiting. When our eyes met, I saw her face, makeup streaked with tears, her expression twisted with a mother's helpless pain, and something in me broke completely. I unlocked the door. She got in, and without a word, pulled me into her arms. And I sobbed. Great, gasping, ugly sobs that came from somewhere so deep I didn't know that place existed inside me. "I didn't know, baby," she kept saying. I swear to God, I didn't know. None of us knew. We sat in that car until the parking lot started emptying out. Eventually, I saw Darius emerge from the building. He was alone. He looked around the parking lot, spotted my car, and started walking toward us. My mother saw him too. Her jaw tightened. "Do you want me to tell him to leave?" "No," I said. "Let him come. Let him see what he's done." He approached the car slowly, like someone walking toward their own execution. When he reached my window, he bent down, tried to meet my eyes. "Simone," he said. His voice was hoarse. "Please, let me explain." I just stared at him. This man I'd loved since I was 17 years old. This man I'd built my entire adult life around. "Explain what?" I said, my voice eerily calm. "Explain that you've been sleeping with another woman, that you got her pregnant, that you lied to me for 8 months, that you let me sit next to you in church every Sunday while she sat 6 rows ahead carrying your child? Which part would you like to explain, Darius?" "It was a mistake," he said desperately. "A terrible mistake. It didn't mean anything." "She's 8 months pregnant with your child," my voice cracked. "That's not a mistake. That's not a one-time thing. That's months of lying. That's a whole other life you've been living while I was here being faithful to you." My mother got out, walked around to where Darius was standing. "You need to leave," she said quietly. Dangerously quiet. "This is between me and my wife," Darius said. "Your wife," my mother said, her voice like steel. "Just watched her marriage end in front of 300 people. So no, you don't get to talk to her right now. You need to leave." Darius looked at me for a long moment. Then he nodded, turned around, walked to his car. I watched him drive away, watched his car disappear down the street. My mother got back in the car. "Come home with me, baby." "It's my house, Mama. My name is on that deed just as much as his." "Then I'm coming with you." The next few days blurred together. The phone wouldn't stop ringing. Church members calling to check on me, friends wanting to know if I needed anything. My sister Candace flew in from Houston. Between my mother and Candace, I was never alone. On the 3rd day, Pastor Mitchell called and asked if I'd be willing to come to his office. When I got there, he stood up from behind his desk and came around to hug me. Didn't say anything at first, just held me while I cried on his shoulder. "I'm so sorry, daughter," he finally said. "I'm so sorry it happened that way." "Why?" I pulled back, looked at him. "Why did it have to be like that? Why in front of everyone?" Pastor Mitchell sighed and gestured for me to sit. "Gabrielle came to see me 2 weeks before Easter, told me everything. Told me she'd met Darius at a community outreach event our church hosted last summer. They started talking, then texting, then meeting in secret. She said she didn't know he was married at first. He never wore his ring to those events, never mentioned you. By the time she found out, she was already emotionally involved." My chest tightened. He'd taken off his ring, pretended to be single. When she discovered the truth and confronted him, he begged her not to say anything. Promised he'd end things with her and fix his marriage. But he kept calling, kept showing up, and then she got pregnant. And he still didn't tell me. No, he told her to handle it quietly. She said she tried to do that at first, tried to protect him. But as the pregnancy progressed, as she started attending our church and seeing you, seeing how completely unaware you were, she couldn't do it anymore. That's when she came to me. He paused, choosing his words carefully. And I want you to understand, my first instinct was to handle this privately. I told her I could arrange a confidential meeting with you and Darius, that we could bring in the deacons for accountability, that we could work through this with pastoral care and discretion, because I genuinely believed that was the right approach, to protect everyone's dignity while addressing the sin. So what changed? She told me she'd already tried that Darius had been promising for months to tell you the truth, that he kept saying he needed more time, needed to find the right moment. Meanwhile, she was getting more pregnant, more isolated, more desperate. She said every promise he made became another month of lies. And she realized that as long as it stayed private, he could control the narrative. He could decide when or if you ever found out. Pastor Mitchell's face was heavy with the weight of that decision. She said she needed witnesses, needed the truth to be public and undeniable, so it couldn't be buried again. And after I prayed about it, after I wrestled with God over what was right, I realized she was asking for the same thing every truth-teller in Scripture asked for: a place to speak where she couldn't be silenced. So I said yes, even though I knew it would hurt you, even though I knew it would be the hardest way. I sat with that for a long time, trying to understand what happened after I left. I asked Darius to stand, asked him in front of the congregation if what Gabrielle said was true. He tried to avoid answering at first, but I pressed him, told him this was his moment to either tell the truth or compound his sin with more lies, and finally he admitted it. And then I immediately suspended him from all ministry duties. The deacons met with him later that week. He's been removed from ministry indefinitely. And what about me? My voice broke. I'm the one who got humiliated. Simone. Pastor Mitchell leaned forward. You are the innocent party here. You're the one who's been wronged, and this church stands with you, not with Darius, with you. I can't come back there, Pastor. I'm not asking you to come back tomorrow. I'm asking you to give yourself time. This church is your home. Don't let his sin steal your church family from you. The following weeks were a blur. I stayed away from church, filed for divorce. My lawyer was excellent, straightforward, compassionate, ruthlessly efficient. Darius didn't fight it. He'd also sent me a picture of the baby, a boy, born 2 weeks after Easter, named him Joshua. I deleted the picture without looking at it. At week 9, Pastor Mitchell called me. I'm not asking you to come to church, he said. I'm asking if I can come see you. He came that afternoon. We sat in my living room, surrounded by furniture Darius and I had chosen together. I want to tell you something, Pastor Mitchell said. After the service that Easter Sunday, I met with Gabrielle, asked her to tell me the whole story. He told me about the months of broken promises, about how she'd started attending the church, hoping her presence would force Darius's hand, about how she'd sit in that front pew every Sunday, watching him lead worship, watching me sit beside him, looking so trusting. She said she finally went to me because she couldn't do it alone anymore, and she asked me what she should do. I prayed about it, prayed hard, because I knew that whatever decision we made would hurt you, but I also knew that you deserved to know the truth. Do you hate her? Pastor Mitchell asked gently. I thought about it, really thought about it. No, I finally said. I'm angry. I'm hurt. I wish she'd found another way, but I don't hate her. She didn't break my vows. Darius did. She was just the one brave enough or desperate enough to tell the truth when he wouldn't. Pastor Mitchell nodded. That's a lot of grace you're showing. I don't feel gracious, I feel destroyed. You can be both. At week 10, I made a decision. I was going back to church, not because everything was fine, but because I refused to let what Darius did steal my faith, my community, and my relationship with God. That Sunday, I woke up early, put on a navy blue dress, did my makeup carefully because I needed armor. My mother and sister wanted to come with me, but I said no. I need to do this alone. When I pulled into the church parking lot, my hands were shaking. I sat in my car for 5 minutes, gathering courage, praying for strength. Then I got out and walked toward those familiar glass doors. The usher at the entrance was Sister Dorothy, who'd known me since I was a child. When she saw me, her eyes filled with tears. She hugged me without saying a word. I walked into the sanctuary. Service hadn't started yet, and then they saw me. The sanctuary got quieter. People turned, whispered. Some smiled tentatively, some looked away. I held my head high and walked down the center aisle, to my usual spot, 6 rows back, right side, aisle seat. I sat down alone. The service started. The choir sang. Pastor Mitchell preached, and I worshiped. Not because I felt like it, but because God was still God, even when my life had fallen apart. After the service, people approached me. Some hugged me wordlessly. Some told me they were praying for me. Some shared their own stories of betrayal and survival. And when I walked out of that church, I realized something. I was going to be okay. Not today. Maybe not tomorrow. But eventually. That was almost a year ago now. Darius and I are divorced. He's trying to build some kind of relationship with Gabriel and their son. I'm still at Resurrection Life, still in my usual pew, still serving, still worshiping, still believing. I see Gabrielle occasionally. She comes to church sometimes. She sits in the back now. We don't talk. We acknowledge each other with small nods, a recognition of our shared history. I don't hate her, because hate would poison me, not her. The divorce was finalized 6 months ago. I kept the house, kept most of our assets, kept my dignity. I don't know what my future looks like. Don't know if I'll ever marry again. Some days that feels impossible, but I'm learning to be okay with not knowing, learning to trust God with the parts of my life I can't control. Looking back, that Easter Sunday was the worst day of my life, the most humiliating, the most painful, but it was also the day that set me free. Free from a marriage built on lies, free from a man who didn't value me, free from living in denial while my husband betrayed me. The truth was brutal, the revelation was public, the humiliation was real. But the truth also freed me. Last Sunday, during communion, I stood at the front of the church, not in the 6th row where I used to sit with Darius, but right up front where Gabriel once stood. I took the bread and the cup, and as I lifted them, I looked out over the congregation. I saw my mother smiling through tears. I saw Sister Patricia nodding with approval. I saw Pastor Mitchell watching me with quiet pride. And I realized, I'm not the woman who got destroyed on Easter Sunday. I'm the woman who rose from that tomb. There's a verse in John 8:32 that says, "You will know the truth, and the truth will set you free." That Easter Sunday, I learned that truth doesn't always feel like freedom at first. Sometimes it feels like death, like everything you believed was solid turning to sand beneath your feet. But eventually, if you let it, if you don't run from it, if you face it head on, that truth becomes the foundation for something new, something real, something that can't be shaken. Sisters, if you're walking through betrayal right now, especially if it happened publicly in front of your church family, I want you to hear this. You are not defined by what was done to you. You are not less valuable because someone else didn't see your worth. God sees you. God knows what happened. And God is with you in this. The truth might feel like death at first, but resurrection always comes after the tomb. Trust the process. Trust God's timing. Trust that what feels like the end might actually be the beginning of something better than you could have imagined. If this story spoke to you, if you've walked through something similar, or if you needed to hear that you're not alone, please hit that like button and let me know. Drop a comment below. Just let me know you're here. Let me know you survived. Because your testimony might be exactly what another sister needs to hear today. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Every Wednesday and Saturday, we share stories from the Black Church. Stories about faith, betrayal, restoration, and the grace of God that carries us through the hardest seasons. This is Simone Harris, reminding you that the truth will set you free, even when it breaks your heart first. Be blessed, sisters. And remember, resurrection is real. Your new life is waiting on the other side of your pain. Keep walking, keep trusting, keep believing. He is risen, and so will you be.